Hey, I'm Eric, and I'm making animated faces. I'm going to demo what I've been up to. I'm going to demo what I did yesterday. Also, yesterday I had a little glitch, and the first part of the stream had no voice audio. Today I'm going to turn on. I'm just do a quick check here. Yeah, alright. So I just heard my own stupid voice played back to me. Let's demo. Let's demo. Less preamble, more demo. Okay, here we go. Billy. This is Billy. This is old Billy. There's a new Billy too, but there's a whole story behind that isn't that important to tell right now. Okay, so 2 days ago, and this is what I was demoing yesterday with no voice audio from me. I got the irises to follow my mouse pointer, and I won't explain that in detail. But you see this irregular area inside of the eye socket. It's not a circle. It's not a square. It's a it's a polygon of some sort. Very irregular polygon. And as I change the different moods, that area changes too. So this code I've got going dynamically figures out what am I moving inside of? What is the actual area that I can move inside of? And it seems to work pretty well. Now, I do have this little development window up. Let me pull that away. That allows me to move my mouse pointer over to here, and then the eyes go further to the right. Cool. All right, so yeah, does that. Okay, the other thing I did yesterday is I made them blink. And I did that in less than 45 minutes, so I was kind of happy. Just from a raw coding performance metric. Did not take me long at all to add blinking. Just a randomized blinking thing. And there's this little asset here that is going to get drawn lower, and there's like a sine wave that calculates at what position the lid should be at, so that you sort of have tweening built in because you use a sine wave function. Because a sine wave, it has like a speed up and slow down around the start, middle, and end, and it looks about right. Good enough for a very fast lid animation, anyhow. So today I want to continue by having a way to set the resting lid level. What I mean is, I'll go to my own face to show this, right? So sometimes a character will have their eyes open a normal amount. Like mine are open a normal amount. If you look at my eyelids, they're down a little ways, right? Okay. Now if I was just crazed about something or freaked out, panicked, livid, at extremes of emotion, my eyes might bug out, Marty Feldman style. And then the lid is like all the way up, right? Now, sometimes maybe I'm trying to get sexy, then I'm kind of lower my eyes a little bit. Or maybe I don't trust somebody. I'm squinting my eyes, Right? That's another thing you'd want a character to be able to express. And then the last one that I think is worth making a category for is eyes fully closed. So suppose somebody asks me a really hard question. In real life, I'll often just close my eyes because I'm having a hard time picturing everything they're saying, or there's some complex thought I'm struggling with a little bit. I'll close my eyes. Or if the demands of the world have gotten so large, I'm completely demoralized, I might go, oh. So it's another type of expression you want a character to be able to do with their animated face. And I use those 4 basic lid levels liberally throughout a game that I created called The God Killer, or The God Killer Chapter 1, which was released January 1st of this year. And I know that those 4 are good. You can do a lot with them. You don't really need more than that. Like to add more than that is just a level of granularity that is not really useful. But those four you can do a lot. It's like not a Swiss Army knife, but it's definitely a pocket knife that includes, a nail file and a bottle opener on it at least. So that's what I'll do today. I will set the friggin' lid level. To do that, what I'm going to need is another set of buttons up here. I might spend a little bit of time making these buttons a little bit easier to understand visually. So I have a feeling like these will be with me for a while. First I thought they were junk buttons. Now I think like if someone's trying out a face and just to see what it's like, or authoring assets and testing them out, then I want all of these to be available. So I may invest a little bit of time in that, but also I need some code that sets this lid level to one of the four categories I just described. Normal, wide open, squint, or closed. And that's what I'm doing today in the next hour and 45 minutes before I must stop the session and cook some dinner. I say cook dinner, but I'm such a liar because all I ever do is just order it from Uber Eats. Okay, let's get to work. Ain't no time for fucking around. Maybe time to just drink a little bit. Diet Coke. Let's go over to Webface. And I need another topic. Blank. I'll call this other topic lid level. Okay, and I've got just enough of these enums that it seems to be worth alphabetizing. Okay, so these topics are used for a pub sub object. So you can publish an event to one of these topics, and anyone that is subscribed to that topic will receive the events. And I already used this for other things that affect how the face is animated. Okay. So then let's go to UI. I'll take my motion selector and just copy that because this is going to be pretty close to the same. Okay, call this lid level selector. Okay, add style sheet, lid level selector, module, CSS. Oh, don't need the CSS, it'll add that for me. Okay, paste that in. Now I've got the basics there. Let's come back over here. Topics, publish event, styles from, it'll be lid, this one. Yeah. Okay, and do I need the motion? No, but I will need a lid level. I think right now I've got that isolated off in a module, and I want to pull it out to something I can import. So that should go where? Under events, add TypeScript file, lid levels. Let's find it already in eyes. So I already got this over here. this out. It'll cause some errors, but I'll fix them after a bit. Let's call this, instead of lid state, I'll call it lid level. Export. Let's see, am I doing it the same way on these ones? Nope, I'm not. I'm doing export as a default. I think that's better. So let's do that. Okay. What else? Lid level selector. Okay, I need to import my lid levels. It's a weird thing when everything is so red and lit up, and I'm wondering why all of those things are all red. I mean, I'll get to them all. I'll get to them all. But why div though, you know? Cannot find the name div. Alright, so let's just get rid of most of these. All but one, okay. And so there's that. Yeah. Okay, mid, level, neutral. But it's not neutral, it's normal. It's just kind of weird that everything is all lit up like that. It makes me think I've missed something more fundamental. So let me just add it in a little bit at a time. Say div. Oh, so you don't like that. Already you don't like that. That's why. Thank you. Good suggestion, IDE. Very good. That will fix it. Yeah, sometimes Writer does a real nice job of telling me what to do. Okay, so it's just 4 of these. So if I go back up to the app, the top level component. Draws everything. Let's do lid level selector. And I suppose, yeah, let's put it under motion selector. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, okay. Compile with problems. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I broke it. So let's go to eyes. By the way, I'm real close to having this working. I just need to, in my component state, set lid level here. And then inside of load, I need to subscribe. I think this I'll just delete. I don't need it. Do not need it. Don't need this one either. Delete that. This is what I might actually be doing in this session, because I'm going to be done with this lid level setting real fast. Okay, this other thing I might do too. One of those two I'll end up doing. But where's load? Where's load? Here it is. So this is going to need a default lid level. Pretty easy. Just set eyes, component state, lid level equals event as lid level. I'll do that. Okay. And then update lids open amount. Call this resting lid level. Actually, I kind of like resting lid level better than lid level. Man, I scared myself with my Diet Coke bottle. Okay, so let's do resting lid level equals eyes component state. Yeah, that's doing more explanatory work, that name. Okay, and that means I'll have to rename it in eyes component state. Okay, so in eyes component state, we will call it resting lid level. Okay. That'll break some things, so let's go fix them. Resting lid level. Ah! You know when too many things are clickable and do things, that's what's going on. All right. What's the thing you're complaining about? Okay, unused parameter event. Alright. So let's just say do that. Yeah, that'll be fine. I do like to polish off these warnings if they're reasonable warnings. If you'll tell me what the warnings are, please. Just tell me what they are. That's all. I just need to know what they are. Is it this thing you're complaining about? Is that what it is? Your opinions on typos I don't care too much about. Because I can invent new words whenever I want. Okay, that's just a to-do. This would be another to-do. What's this one? Okay, what is that one? What? Iris's offset X. Oh. Okay, those offsets are important though. They're not though, because my code makes it so that they don't need to be used. Let me get rid of them. My code just finds where the irises are automatically, so therefore I do not need irises offset X. Okay, and that means the base offsets needs to remove them. Deleting code actually. Alright, so these are just, you don't like the name? What is it? What is the thing that you're, it gives me enough good ideas that I tend to listen to it when it's complaining about stuff. Okay, but as soon as I closed something else, it was fine. Alright, it's just the two to-dos. If I come back to here, yeah. I mean, it's a little weird that it's blinking so fast now. I have no idea why. Let me just redo you. There you go. Actually, I do know why. It just has to do with like if I recompile the code, it creates another instance of it sometimes, and in that case, I think I had multiple instances of blinking running. Okay, so let's see if this works. It's doing normal. Let's do wide. There, that's good. It's still blinking. It's not going down as far. Is it? Hard to say. I could make the blinks much slower so I can see if they're working as expected. I think they are though. It's just a little bit fast. Let's just set the blinks to be a little bit slower. Let's do 5 times slower. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Wide. It's nice too that if I change it in the middle of a blink, it still seems to be fine. Like it started from one location with the, it started from like the lid level being at normal, and then I changed it to wide, and it corrected the blink midway through. So let's see, normal, squint. That's maybe a little too much for a squint. closed. And when it's closed, it's like there's no point to blinking, really. But it's still handling it just fine. So it's probably got some code that is doing a blink, but the top and bottom are the same. The top of where the blink would go to with the lid is the same as the bottom, so it doesn't show us anything, even though it is running that animation code. Squint, I'll have to give a different constant value. I think I might try 50% on that. Which is probably what I had it at before. In the God Killer. Okay. It does seem like the irises should have their vertical mobility clamped down with the lid level. And I think there's an elegant way to do that. So, like if you've got your eyes looking straight up and you're squinting, well, that looks like you're having a seizure. No offense to people that have seizures. I've had at least one before, probably 3. I don't know, there's just no elegant way to get through a seizure. What can I tell you? You just can't look good when you're having a seizure. Boom, angry, looking straight up, it looks fakaka. Yeah, I think I've got a way to just make the eyes stay within the area as the lid level goes down. So if I go so let's position the chords. Thinking about this. Okay, need a little pocket design here. Okay, requirements. Irises should be drawn within area visible beneath the lid. Let's see. How to say it? They should be drawn within visible part of socket, including taking into account lids. Taking into account the lids. No need to be perfect. number one. What do we do? First solution. Solution number one. Oh, I need more information to be able to do this. Let's come back to this because there's another problem that I should solve before. So I'll just add a to-do for this. That'll remind me to come back to it. This is the one I want to do in this session. Because like I finished the first thing in like 10 minutes, so I got a lot of time left. So this isn't used in any place. Okay, let's take it out. Okay. Okay, discover the lid height programmatically. This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. I think the algorithm is like basically I'm going to use the same algorithm as used for detecting irises. And then I want to create like a lid info structure. It's going to be with bitmap, I think one for left, one for right. That's how I do it. It's kind of annoying to have two bitmaps here though. Alright, so this is number one. Okay, and this will go into my requirements. Just doing a little pocket design here before I start writing a bunch of code. Okay, what information do I need? Here's the asset I'm looking at. So I want to programmatically find the height of these lids here. I don't need the width. I don't really need to break these out into two separate bitmaps. It's actually more efficient for me to keep them as one bitmap and just split them. Just split them as one. So I think I can use the same algorithm I use for finding and measuring the irises, and then just use that to get the height. Bam, bam. Okay. Once I've got the height, then wherever I've got code that says use this CY lids constant, I'll instead use the height That's past it over here. Okay, height, like that. And this will be lids info, not lid info, because I'll just do one bitmap for both lids, like I've got now, and it works fine with just one bitmap. So I'd have that. I should be good. And this is simple enough. I'm not going to write out a number 2 solution because I just don't think I'll discover any gold there. So that should be good. So let's come up here. By the way, this is just a module for loading and rendering the eyes. There's a fair amount of refactoring already to take out things that are general to all component rendering, but still it's gotten to some 250 lines of code, and I am starting to have to kind of think a little bit longer as I move through it. So I will be looking for good refactoring opportunities. I'm starting to think about that. It's not at the point where I feel like I gotta break it up, but if I see something that really makes sense to refactor, I will. Lids info. Lids bitmap. Image bitmap. Height. Height number. Okay. And then here I've got lids bitmap, but I can replace that with lids info. Okay. And nice thing about changing these data structures is I've just lit up all the places where I know I'll have to change or write new code. So everything that's red there, there's something I got to do there. Not just to fix like a syntax error, but it implies some other work I need to do to make this new scheme work. So let's just start going down and fixing things. Okay. So here we'll say generate let's see, image to lids info. Okay. And we'll pass in image. That's it. Well, for right here. I also need to write async function image to lids info, and yeah, I'm going to follow the pattern of this guy up here, which is this up here is what detects the irises out of that bitmap, and I can do the same thing for my lids. Right. Okay, const. Const. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Lids image data equals await image to lids image data image. Okay. And I'll just copy this and just use the same pattern. X eyes, Y, lids, CXIs, CYIs, okay. And this becomes that. All right, so back down to here. I don't think this is going to get called. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay. Okay, but lid areas equals find and measure opaque areas, lids image data. Min, and say lids coverage factor. Okay, and then I want to get dimensions. That's kind of the most important thing right there. If lid areas length less than 1, throw an error. Could not find lids in spreadsheet. Okay. Oh, I gotta pee. It said Diet Coke. Be right back.
Just look away.
What a bruise.
Pushing on its own doesn't matter.
Violet, I've pushed people by accident.
Rather we not focus on their
Back to
actions.
bad look. He's upset, but he's always upset.
She's probably fine. Don't draw attention to
I
yourself.
don't care if she's a pusher.
Why?
We'll go back to normal. Just wait a
They
bit.
want to ruin it for everyone else.
Send the other people. See what they say.
Okay, you're saying
Hey,
she's too
nobody
pushy.
died. You should be more
Can we
free.
get a beard in here? Why is it that hard? She just wanted people to clear the path.
She pushed someone.
She's one of those.
At first glance. But do we understand?
Hey, just look away.
What a bruise.
Pushing on its own doesn't matter.
Violet, I've pushed people by accident.
Rather we not focus on their
Back to
actions.
bad look. He's upset, but he's always upset.
She's probably fine. Don't draw attention to
I don't
yourself.
care if she's a pusher.
Why?
We'll go back to normal. Just wait a
They
bit.
want to ruin it for everyone else.
Send the other people. See what they say.
Okay, you're saying
Hey,
she's too
nobody
pushy.
died. You should be more
Can we
free.
get a beard in here? Why is it that hard? She just wanted people to clear the path.
Oh, back to work, back to work, back to work. Okay. All right. Okay. And so this lids coverage factor, just kind of put this up here. Lids coverage factor was a 0.01. Okay. So this is going to be. This is not lids bitmap, this is lids info. There you go. Okay. Alright. So then we've got 1, 2, or more lid areas. What is the thing I want here? Could do the average height among them. That would suffice, but what's the more conservative? What's the more conservative approach? Suppose I have 2 lids, and one is covering a smaller area than the other. In that case, I think I want to use the smaller of the 2 heights to control how far up the lids can go. And it shouldn't be important to cover 2 eyelids that are really massively different. If it is, if I get some character that really needs that, then I can cross that bridge when I get to it and have 2 separate heights for 2 lids and have, you know, like the big guy do a full blink over a larger height and the small guy do a full blink over a smaller height. But for now, I think I'm just fine as a non-gold plated solution to take the smaller of the 2 or more lids. So let's just say return it's going to be lids bitmap image. Let's see, I've already got image data. Can I just create image bitmap from my image data? Can I do lids image data? I think I can. Yes, I can. Okay, good. That's less work than I think splitting from the full image, since I've already got this in an image data structure. Okay. Height is going to equal find minimum, find shortest lid height. Okay, and then what is this? What is this? This is area measurement. Okay, lid areas. Okay. Function. Find shortest lid height, lid areas, and this is area measurements. Okay, and it's going to be an array, and it's going to return just a number, the height. Okay, we'll say that shortest height 9999. Oops, not like that, like that. Okay. For lid I equals 0. Equals lid areas. Lid I could do that, or I could just destructure. A little more concise this way. Okay, if height less than shortest height, shortest height equals height, and then we just return the shortest height. There we go, like so. Okay, now what are you complaining about? Oh, I gotta do an await here. Await. There we go. Then if I put as lids info here, I think that gives me more type checking. So if I say lids bitmap X, it says, no, it's no good. Do I need that as to get that type checking? I don't. Okay, then I just won't worry about it. Concise is better. Let me try this one again. Yeah, okay, cool. Good. Okay, images to lids info. That's going to return that. Yeah. Did I get all the onload stuff? Not yet. Getting to that. Okay, so this becomes lids info. This becomes, by the way, TypeScript is helping me out a lot here because it has gone through and squiggled all the things that are broken as a result of my typing changing. I cannot get that with just plain JavaScript. They have not yet made a IDE that compiles well enough to figure that stuff out. Though I guess there is something called Flow, but that's a bit lost out to TypeScript. Okay, so that seems fine. Take that out. I think I'm committed to this solution already. I can also delete this, which gives me some more syntax errors that are correct, are highlighted in a useful way. Okay, so this is lids info. Okay, let me say okay, this I can pass. I don't need it. I don't need it. Times lids info height. Okay. And this just becomes lids info lids bitmap. Yeah. Okay, all the squiggles are dead. I give this a 71% chance of working the first time. So I just made a bunch of changes. Let's go see if they work. Did not work. Oh wait, it did. It did. It works just fine. It works great. Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. Because I did normal there. Normal selected. And the lids are like way, way up here or something. Okay. So it's measuring incorrectly somehow. Where to set the breakpoint? I think I would like to know what the height is to begin with. Because before I said 30 something. And it said 42. The guy said 30, it said 42. And I wonder what the difference is between my measuring and its measuring. Okay, if I'm strict about this, if I say that I just want to take any pixel that's even a little bit opaque, not even fully, then I think my measurement is from here to here. If that's true, then can I just get the measurement from this guy here? Can I? Yeah, right now it has height 128, so this will work out. So I'll take this and I'll just kind of move it down. That. I'll take this guy and move it up like that. There we go. And let's apply that. Okay, 44 pixels. So that's not bad. And when I said 30, that was kind of like a hack. Okay, let's see how close it is. If I say squint, oh. If I say squint, okay, you do look like you're squinting. It's not bad. Closed. How well is closed doing? Closed is great. Squint is up a little high. I mean, it's actually probably where I like it, but when I do normal, okay. I think I see the issue. So when I made this graphic, I was generous with extending the area up here. So I didn't want to find the exact smallest lid that would suffice in covering like everything you might see when it goes up or down. And because I made it large like that, it's causing the calculations to think that the area that this guy covers is how to. Sometimes I wonder if my ability to express a visual concept in words is honestly tied to my ability to understand it. Sometimes I think I understand a visual concept and I struggle to explain it. And that's the point where like I'm not quite sure. Do I really understand it correctly in my head? Am I seeing it correctly? Or should I treat my difficulty in being able to explain it as a weakness in my own comprehension? Because visual ideas sometimes they're just tricky to explain. So let me think about this a little bit more. Don't want this guy to stick around. Let's get rid of this. Okay. And who knows what else I've changed, but I'll go ahead and save it. Okay. So the initial position that I've got this adjusted to is going to put these guys closed. Okay, I've got this lids offset Y, which is my little manual fudging to make sure that the lids in their sort of default state when they're closed are going to have the edge, the bottom edge of the lid, just kind of snug against this line here. Okay. Now the top of these lids goes up a fair amount. You know what I could use instead? Instead of the lid's height? Maybe not instead, but in combination with, is the height of the mask. Because that would inform the area that this should travel along. Like having it be all the way closed here is one known point. And then if I subtract the height of the mask, the eye mask, the eye socket mask that defines this area, from that point, that would be the fully open point. I think that's it. I think that's what's going to make it win. There is something kind of like I still need to take into account like the height of the acid. No, I don't. The reason I don't need to take into account the height of the lid is that I have manual adjustments to make it so the bottom of the lid is always starting out here, kind of like I'm calling 0 this position. Since I have that, I don't actually need the height of the lid. It doesn't tell me anything useful. It's the height of the mask that matters. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, mask info. Inner mask bitmap. Left iris area, right iris area. Oh, here's another good thing. I can have this vary based on the emotion. So if I've got it on angry, the eyes are a little squinty. They're a little bit squinty, right, compared to neutral. Or they could be kind of squinty based on the emotion. So if I use the mask, I'll get the height that's specific to that emotion, and that will be even more fine-tuned to what I need. Okay. So honestly, I did not need to measure that lid area at all. And then it's almost like this whole structure is not useful anymore. Because before I just had the lid's bitmap. Okay, I can put it back. But we'll still need, let's just put inner mask height. Or let's see, can I get it from the iris area? Because there's measurement that happens there. Okay, let's see. Left iris area. What do we got? Yeah, that would be a nice way to do it, actually. Let's do private width number. Private height number. Okay. got somewhere in here something that measures, but I need to tell it to measure a little bit more. Constructor, blah, blah, blah. Calc angle distances. Okay, this might be incorrect. Is there no measuring code in here? I must have passed in something else. The mask image data, that's what I passed in. Okay, so let's see what generates that. Okay, back to eyes. Okay, you say find and measure opaque areas, and I can do an OR here and do. I don't want fully opaque. I want dimensions. Okay, so I've got that. Then I think I need to return something else here. What's that going to be? It's going to be let's see, we'll call it lid travel height. It's going to be math min iris area 1 height. What? Let's see, inner mask areas. Inner mask areas 0 height. Inner mask areas 1 height. Okay. There we go. And then I'll have to go fix the emotional type to include this new member. Lid travel height. Pop it in to Bob Roll. There, like so. Okay. Now, I wrote a bunch of stuff here. It's just not useful. Take it out, and it highlights things I need to change back. So this becomes lids bitmap, image bitmap. Okay, bam. And the nice thing about TypeScript, I just follow the red. Image to lids info. Now this, I'm just really not going to need all this stuff here anymore. So we change this back to what I had before. Async function. Image to lids bitmap. This. I won't need this anymore, but let's go see that because I can copy it down. Okay, so it's going to be like something like that. DZ. What's going on? I'm doing good. Getting some web coding done. What? Why don't you like that? I don't know. I'll delete this up here. Okay, why don't you like that? Oh, just an extra parenthesis. There we go. That's the thing compilers should do. They should look for simpler errors than the ones they're reporting. Just little typos that go away once you delete a extra curly brace or a parenthesis. Oh, no doubt, man. No doubt. 90s web coding. Everything goes off to a server and comes back. Or your CGI bin. 2000s web coding, all that jQuery handling. Start to have a little bit of XML based returns on requests handled in JavaScript. Now it's all frameworks, SPA frameworks, single page applications, and typing. And later it might be we just write all of our web code in like C# or Rust or something else and compile it to WebAssembly. Who knows? It'll change again though. I'm hoping it changes in the direction of favoring offline first web applications. It's bitmap, but wait. Image deletes bitmap. Okay, down here. What's bitmap? Okay. What's bitmap? Okay. Okay, and this will be current emotion. Lid, oh, come on. Not current emotion. It'll be emotionals. Current emotion. Lid travel height. That's it. But maybe I want to assign that to a variable. The face animation aspect. Well, like 2D rendering capabilities got a lot better in the last 15 years or so. That's a bit mad. Okay. Used to be we had to do stuff like that in Flash or some native plugin. Pretty nice to be able to do it in the browser and have it work for most things. Stable diffusion models over the last few weeks, months. No, like that's kind of a blank for me. Actually, let me look at that. Just basically, what's a stable diffusion model? Oh, yeah, Dolly and everything. The thing that bugs me a little bit about that, I mean, they're cool. Don't get me wrong, but they basically just grab all the work that humans did and recombine it in different ways. And everyone's like, AI, wow, and you should really be saying. Well, anybody that's thinking like, AI is replacing humans, no. In this case, the AI is taking the work of humans and kind of processing it like a really advanced autocomplete, and saying most people that wanted this thing produced this artwork. Anyways, I don't know much about it, honestly. I just know it's confusing people. They're thinking it's something different than what it actually is. The GitHub Copilot, that's the same kind of thing. It's just grabbing like all the stuff off of Stack Overflow and GitHub and all these code samples, and it's saying, well, when somebody said they were going to do this thing, this is the code that was most likely to satisfy that request. And it pops it in, and you, as the person who's dealing with the code that's incoming, curates. Yeah, but the magic is that algorithm, it deserves some credit, but also I just celebrate like the massive output of all these humans that made that algorithm work. I don't mind the GitHub Copilot as much. I think GitHub Copilot's pretty cool, as long as people understand what it's doing, because I think most of the source material is all open source licensed anyways. But the DALL-E stuff, that irritates me, because it's just going to go grab stuff that nobody licensed. It's just going to grab it off of the web, wherever it happens to be. It's really like a gray area as to, like, is that just theft, But somebody's going to do it too. It's like if you said, okay, in the United States, for example, we will not allow this. It is a violation of intellectual property rights or something like that. Then it would just be like some other country that does it, and then everybody goes to that country and uses that. And the results are enough disguised that nobody could claim an infringement. I don't mean, disguised is the wrong word, obfuscated, I guess, but they aren't even intentionally obfuscated as far as I know. It's just when you recombine bits of different things together, they don't really tie back to the original art in some investigatable way. But yeah, another kind of creepy way of looking at it is, have we created all the art that we need? It's like, do artists actually need to create more art? No, we got a lot of art. Don't worry. We're covered. You can stop now. You can stop. If you were an artist and you came up with a new style that was all the rage, and that was like your innovation, like some new type of, like how you draw lines or something, there are new styles waiting to be created. After you did it, there'd be a short period of time where the DALL-E and everything wouldn't be able to create it. But as soon as you published enough of it, pretty soon they would have you. They would have everything they needed to reproduce variations on your work and everything. Yeah. I don't want to click on this right now, but it amuses me and interests me. They want to generate a porn automatically. Cool. This sounds fun. Is it safe for work? Yeah, I won't go off on that tangent, but yeah, I mean, it's on Yahoo News, so I feel like they would have fixed it up for general consumption. But anyways, I'll go back to writing code. It is amazing shit. I have my misgivings about a few aspects of it, but all in all, I'm like, yeah, cool. Look what we can do now. Now you can always distract me. It's all right. And I know how to be undistracted if I want to. Okay, So what did I just do? And did it work? Let's see. If I do that, okay, I'm free of errors. Okay, I'm on, that's normal. Okay. Squint. Closed. Okay, that kind of works. Just my constants for these are off. So it's taking a smaller area now, this height thing here. So if I say wide, it's coming up, whatever the size of this is. That's a little bit under. So I'm just thinking about my constants that I have now. Like if they're truly universal, if I'm going to have to do something like per character specify with little fudge factors where the wide, normal, squint, and closed offset should be. Let me see what it's returning for the lid height. Hold on. So wide currently looks like normal should. Normal looks like squint. Squint looks like super squint. Closed looks like closed. Squint. Too squinty. Normal. Too squinty. Wide. Too squinty. Okay. Okay, and yeah, I do want to know what is the height it's returning for the mask. Let me see. Eyes. That's render, okay. So let's just set a breakpoint. There we go. Emotionals, current emotion. Yeah. Lid travel height, bam. 24. Boy, that's really super small. So the lid was 40 something. The mask that it uses here is like that's 24. It's kind of small. The fudge factor that I used that worked really nice was 30. I could probably multiply the lid travel height by some fudge factor like 10%, or no, that would be 26 point. It'd be more like if I was saying 30 was ideal, then the fudge factor would be something like 20%. So 24 times 0.2 is 4.8, so that would be basically 29. That's a giant fudge factor. And what I'm really missing is in that calculation is the size of this line weight up here. Okay, so the bottom here. Let me see if I've really got this set correctly. This offset for closed. Hit play. Okay, and then I'll set that offset a little higher, just to see if I'm really at the right spot with my offset that is applied there. Lids open offset. Get passed in from what? Apps? Yeah, or it's gonna get passed in from app. Okay, so if I said that it was 0 instead, what would that look like? Oh, okay, I'm still underneath the bottom. So we try -4. Okay, that's maybe too far. But suppose I do normal now. Yeah, it looks okay. Okay. So then let's try -2. Just want to get it so it looks properly closed. That looks closed. Okay. Normal. A little squinty. Wide. That's the one to check. So I think it is a little tweaky, and I probably will not be able to get out of some kind of manual adjustment to this top one here. That would be one tool appropriate for interactive storytelling. I mean, that's kind of how we got Myst. Definitely remember HyperCard. I loved it. It was way ahead of its time. It had a lot of innovations in it. And lots of cool stuff. The idea that you just, the thing that's like a web page, the card, you just plug stuff onto it, and that's authoring. Imagine like if we have websites and you just threw stuff on them while you were viewing them, and you were editing, you were authoring. They also had an idea which I thought was interesting, but ultimately not good for people who write software, which is if you underspecify, it figures out some defaults that maybe make sense for you, what you're trying to do. But yeah, the thing that I'm trying to do is maybe a little more like a new version of Scum, if you ever played any of the games, the LucasArts games, like Grim Fandango or Maniac Mansion, Monkey Island. Now, I don't want to make something that is Scum or too much like Scum, but the notion of Scum is that there's a simplification to all of the dialogue that you might be able to express with the character and the player. You know, the simplification is based on it being fun, you know? So instead of saying like an AI researcher or a chatbot creator would do, is like, how do we make a character that's very human-like? We'll pass a Turing test. Yeah, nah, I don't care about that. I'd say, how do we make something that's like talking to characters or talking to somebody, but it's still fun and it's like a game, and you can kind of get the feel of what the rules of that game are. Like with Scum, you knew, like, okay, I've got like, 4 options of things I can say, and once I pick it, it's not like I'm truly talking to an entity, but I know that it's going to move me through the story because it's going to select something that affects what I'm doing in the game. And so I'm coming up with something like that, but the parts that go into it are different than what was there for Scum. There's something I call a spiel, which I used a lot in The God Killer, which is a bunch of things that a character is going to say that are pretty much linear, okay? But you can interrupt the character along the way and ask questions about what they're talking about with speech recognition. Yeah, it's like I'm not at any point going to try to fool somebody like Eliza style, if you remember that old AI reference, that they're talking to something that's really intelligent. I'm going to say, you're in a game, you're in a story, There's going to be some ways to talk to characters. You'll get used to them, but they will be fun in and of themselves. And the main thing that makes them fun is that you'll get to speak out loud to a character and he'll speak back to you. You get to interrupt people as they're talking. So I think I have all the capabilities working. So I've got different demos that work for like checking that I can do speech recognition in the browser, and you know, you're seeing the face animation here. There's other stuff like reading in this spiel format from a data file, being able to author it. I've got all those pieces. I'm just putting them together now, and I'm seeing like after I put them all together, what is the fine tuning I need to do to make it fun and to make it practical to author large amounts of this content. Yeah, so hopefully it will be fun. It might take me in some new directions after I get enough of it up, but for now, I think I'm on the right path. All right, so this traversable area of the lid. It just feels like I ought to be able to programmatically get this top state. And I'm trying not to fudge factor it, but I might be trying too hard, to be honest. Sometimes it's better to not be so clever with algorithms, just do something that works. And the multiplier on having to set an extra fudge factor for the top of the eye travel area, that's not going to be anything that's that big of a deal. So I'll think about it just a little bit longer to see if I can come up with a automatic way to figure out this top of the eye thing. So right now I've got it on wide. Is that true? Yes. Okay. So my hope in that case is that this would just pop all the way up to the top. I suspect that there's some translucent pixels around the top of this that are stopping that from happening. Let's see, look closed again. So this it's not going too low, because I can just start to see the edge of the bottom of the lid here. So that's about right as far as the close placement. And the height, it's going to subtract from it the inner mask area height, which brings to here. That seems a little wrong to me. Seems a little wrong. I just don't know why. Maybe it's because I picked the smaller of two. What if I picked the larger of two? Ooh, that might be it. Okay, let's go back to eyes. Okay, so back on load. No longer need this. Where's load? Where's load? Oh no, it's right here. Okay, so we'll say max here. Get rid of this. Don't need it anymore. Okay. What? Ah, that was it. That was it. Okay, one eye was smaller than the other, and that was causing the lids not to get as wide as they should be. So we go to normal. That's right. Okay. Okay, the part that I know could conceivably use more tweaking is this squint and normal. But honestly, I think that'll be okay. The other part I would need to do to make this look better is when it's squinted, have the area that the irises can move around in be reduced as well. Okay, that's a victory. That's good. I made it so I do not need to supply an extra fudge coordinate for the top of this. I just have to have the bottom part be fudged. The rest is implied. Okay, good. Then let's see what else. What else can I do in this session with 15 minutes left? Do I want to try and see if I can get the irises to reduce? I'll take a quick look at it. Take a quick look. Oh yeah, I think I got it. Times, and I think I'm gonna need oh yeah, okay, I'm already destructuring here. So just put lid travel height into here. Okay, and then what was that? Where was that other thing? It's in the component state. It's okay. So this can be lid's travel height. It's what's it called? Resting. Okay, what is it? Resting lid level. That's it. That'll be a number between 0 for all the way closed, boy, this is going to be a slightly complex calculation, so I should refactor this into a function. Okay, let's do calc lids open offset. Pass in lids open amount, lids travel, lid travel height, okay, resting lid level, okay, just so I don't lose it. Copy that, okay, we do function calc lids open offset. I could probably move this stuff up there too, but I'll leave that for now. Lids open amount, lid travel height, resting lid height, resting lid level. This is starting to get a little confusing. I gotta think about this. Okay, so that'll make it work as it just did. Let's see if that has regressed. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. 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 Okay. Have not regressed. So the next thing would be I feel like I want to just see this a little bit more widely. Okay. Lid's open amount is honestly the blink amount. So I feel like I need to rename a little bit just for clarity. Let's call this blink amount. And let's call this update blink amount. Okay, getting close. Okay, update. Hobgoblins of consistency. All right, so coming back to component state. Okay, nothing is named here, that's fine. So let's come back to what I was renaming. So what is this really? It's update okay. DZ, yeah, you too. Have a good one. Catch you later. Okay, got the resting load level. What is it actually updating though? It's updating. Let's just do calculate lid open amount or to be briefer, let's do calc. Okay. It's got a side effect I don't like, which is updating the stuff inside it. But I'm just gonna just say calc lid open amount with updates. That'll tell me there's side effects. Let's see, and update state. So it's a really ugly function name, but it lets me know what's up. So then if I say this guy, I just bring all this logic into one place. And this will be lids open offset. Okay, so if it's an offset, then I need to also change this to be open offset. Okay. Then I can go back up and fix that. Okay, cool. So then let's come back up to this function here, rename that again, and bring this down or up. and again, I'm going to need to check. Open amount. I'm going to need to check if I regressed. Times lid. What is it? What is it? It's emotionals. Don't work very well. Let's see. Current emotion. Emotionals. Okay, and then we say const. Current emotional. Nah, I don't need that. Just destructure. Okay. Lid travel height equals emotionals. Current emotion. Like that. Bam. Okay. And this is open amount and travel amount. Okay, so that's a little bit better as far as function naming and arranging things correctly. Okay, so everything's here where I can solve the problem. Again, I need to check if I regressed. I did regress in some weird way. How did I regress? He's blinking too fast, and he's ending. How did I regress? How did I regress? Oh, because sometimes I'm returning the resting lid level. In this case, what I should be doing instead is I guess same for the above here. It's not cool that I'm doing this repeating code, but I will fix it up once I get everything working. Okay, so bam. Okay, I fixed the regression. Okay, now let's do the algorithm correctly for this other thing I want to consider. That's just for the lids. I also need a separate logic for the irises. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was worrying about changing the calculations for the lids. It's not the lids. The lids supply the resting lid level. But the resting lid level, I want that to be applied to the irises locations. So let me clean this up a little bit. I think an easy way to do it is just create a little helper function inside of here. Say const open amount to open offset to offset, and then we'll say amount negative resting lid level times amount. Okay. Oh, I picked the wrong thing. Let's see. What is this? Resting lid level is the amount. So it's lid travel height times amount. Okay. Okay. But that's not defined yet. So I'll put it here. There. Then it will be defined. Lid travel height will be defined. Okay. So then here I can say return open amount to offset, and then this will be resting lid level, and this will be the same. And this will be a lot of code changes with no actual change in behavior. But it's a little better organized, a little more understandable. Just a little, not a lot. Okay, here's where maybe I might be more affected. So I say draw the iris. What I could bring in is the resting lid height. Okay. Is that what I'm calling it? Was it resting lid height or was it something else? What was that? Resting lid level. That's the correct word. Okay. Okay. Let's change this into a let. Okay. So we can multiply this times, let's see, 0 is closed. So it's going to be times, okay, y equals y times resting lid level. Okay, so I'll multiply the initial y value that's a bad thing to multiply with. So if I do target dy times resting lid level. Oh, I gotta finish this up soon. I gotta win. I gotta win. Okay, so that'll shrink. That'll shrink its overall space. But how do I know how far down to move it? Because if it just tightens up on 0, 0 y is the center of the eye socket, then it'll decrease its traveling room, but will not decrease it'll not move the eye down. It'll just keep it moving over a smaller area, but still based off the center. So for that, I need to pass in something else, which is the lid travel height. Okay. And then want to increase it by lid travel height times 1 minus resting lid level. There's a 20% chance this is going to work the first time. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta finish up and pass these two variables along. Okay, draw iris. We go resting lid level, lid travel height. Okay, resting lid level, lid travel height. Okay, 23% chance this will work. Okay, it's doing something. I might have it inverted the wrong way. Okay, wide does make it come down further. Squint, closed, wide, normal. I think I've got like a negative where a positive should be, or vice versa. Okay, so come back up to draw iris. I just do the stupid thing and just play with a few of these. Okay, so that might be it right there. Go squint. Nah, it's going in the wrong direction. Oh, I hate stopping before the problem is solved. I hate it. Normal's fine. Okay, it's not going to work well for me to just keep on fiddling with small changes. I gotta like think this out a little bit better. So let's put it where I thought was the right place. In fact, let's begin with, does it scrunch up the traversable area based on the resting level? Let's start just by testing that. How am I doing with that? Poorly. Very poorly. Okay. Here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so wide, you should have maximum area. At normal, you should kind of be a little more constrained. I don't know if that is or not. Squint. Let's check squint. Seems like, let me see, wide. Yeah, I can get the iris down there. Where's the squint? I don't know. Those kind of look the same to me. Wide. Okay, there I can get the just that one line to touch the bottom. Where's the squint? Okay, it is constraining. It is constraining. Good. Okay, go back to wide. So wide should like have almost no effect. No, wide should have no effect on constraining the eye movement. Okay, so think about that a little bit. First off, I don't think I want to multiply y times the resting lid level. That's not a good calc. No, I take it back. I take it back. Because this y value here. No, okay, no, this is redundant. This is redundant. I'm like triple taking on this, but. So let's see. Y. Don't need this. Okay, So then let me just think about these values instead of trying every little thing ad hoc. Okay, so here I'm saying, okay, we will take the travel height of the whole lid, which is pretty much equal to the mask or the interior area. We'll say if the resting lid level is closed or 0, then we're adding the maximum amount, the full travel height. Okay, that seems like it could potentially be the final solution. Okay, let's see. So there's normal. Here's squint. Okay, the eyes did go down a bit. I think I got it. It could be more tweaking that goes with it, but generally it looks right. So I go to squint, and then I can go bam, bam, bam. I can see I can use a little more tweaking on the algorithm here. I think there's a small bug in it, but I basically got it, and it's time for me to go do dinner stuff anyhow. So I am ending with a small bug to fix, but it's basically working. All right, gotta stop the stream. Stop the stream. Stopping the stream. Stopping the stream. Stopping the stream. Stop it.